Hello, are you ready to play a few of the daily New York Times games? My name is Mara, and this is Mindfully Crocheted Unraveled. Today I'm going to be unraveling the New York Times games WORDLE, STRANDS, and Connections for Friday, November 28th, 2025. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't already done your New York Times games yet today, I always recommend that you pause this video and do that first, and then come back and compare and see how we did. Of course, if you prefer, you can always follow along with me as I work on the games. I just ask that afterward you leave me a kind comment down below as to what you thought and how you did. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring up my wheel of Wordle start words so that I can select my starting Wordle word for today. Let's exit out of full screen, shuffle these up. And here we go. Okay. Bluer. Bluer. Kind of ironic it was blue. Bluer. All right, I am going to pause my recording while I bring up my phone, and then we'll get to working on the games. Okay, I have my phone pulled up. I'm going to open up the New York Times Games app, go down to Wordle. So the other day, after I recorded my video and I had that message, I decided I would look and see. And when they put the mini behind the paywall, I think they also did the letterbox and tiles or something like that. And so I just wanted to clarify, I wasn't aware that they had put all of those games behind the paywall. So, all right, let's go to Wordle. Guess your way to the correct word, Friday, November 28th. Go ahead, add another day to your 459-day streak. Okay, bluer. Okay, so just the L in the wrong spot. Where does it go? L A out like an SH A or ST. There would also be stock, chalk. ST. Could also be double letter. Oh my gosh. I would like to use more common letters. I'm just going to go with that. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. The L is still in the wrong spot. No A, and we have a C in the correct spot. Okay. So that means the L goes in the middle or at the end. C something L. Well, probably we've got an O or an I. Oh gosh, it would be like civil. That would be two I's, but I mean, not unheard of. Could do like COL. It'd be like, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me write down a few of these words. So civil, there's colon, there's colic. I like that that doesn't repeat a letter. But oh, it does repeat a letter. It repeats the C. It doesn't repeat the vowel. Oh gosh. I must be tired. C-O-L or C-O something, something L. Are there any other? So the CL is out. CH is out. Are there any other two-letter blends? No. So we are going to need a vowel there. So it could also be, well, I don't know how many five-letter words start with this, with a CY. So a CO or a CI word, could we have? No, because the L can't go there. We're going to need, the L would have, if we had the OI, then I think we'd have to have the L there. Oh gosh, there's still the S. I have 3 words so far, and that's only 3 words that I can think of. I am wondering how many I've narrowed it down to by these, having these 2 words as my first 2 words. Okay, so see. Okay, I'm going to try civil. I think it was the first word I came up with. All right. No. Okay. Oh, all right. So I think that narrows it down for me then. By civil being incorrect, we know the L goes in the middle. We have to have an O. So colic. Colic. L goes in the middle. We have the O. Definitely don't have an I in the second spot. So there we go. Okay, got it in 4. Let's see how many words were left after chalk. Okay, let's go to the bot. All right. The analysis. Okay. It went from a 91 to a 90. Okay, it says, did you minimize the expected number of turns it would take? I got a 90 out of 99. The average was 4, and I got it in 4. Okay. There were still 169 words left after the word bluer. Okay, and then after the word chalk, there were 3 words left. Interesting, it doesn't tell me what the 3 words this time. Usually it says, solid choice, and you lucked out. You've narrowed it down to 3 remaining words, but it doesn't say what those 3 words were, but the 3 words I thought of were civil, colon, and colic. Okay, and then it says after civil, there's only 1 word left. Excellent choice. You would have been civil would have been one of my top picks in this situation, and you narrowed it down to only 1 possible solution. All right, and then got it in 4. Okay. All right, so the bot also got it in 4, but let's see what the bot chose. Of course, slate, dilly, folic, and colic. Wow. Okay. Okay. So also I have completed 797 games. My current and max streak are 460. Okay. Let's move on to strands. Find hidden words and uncover the day's theme for Friday, November 28th. Moving on. If all else fails, follow directions. Okay. Interesting. I'm seeing the word like fountain down here. If all else fails, fountain. Okay. All right. That's weird. Well, I see the word lady here. Nope. Star. If all else fails, star. If all else fails, fountain. What? That makes no sense. What is going on with all these consonants up here? Well, ladybug. Okay, so ladybugs can be like lucky. Ladybugs can be lucky. Like you can make a wish on a star. So a fountain. Okay, wait a minute. Coin fountain. So maybe you make a wish by, why would they separate coin and fountain? Or like a wishing well? I mean, okay. Ladybug, I guess like you make a wish and you blow on the ladybug and it flies away? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh. If all else fails, make a, oh gosh. If all else fails, make a wish. Okay. All right. With the spanogram done, now I'm seeing eyelash. Okay. That takes up a couple of those consonants up there. We have 1 word left. Oh my gosh. I didn't understand what was going on there. Okay. Lion. Dandelion. Okay, so dandelion. You also blow on the dandelion and all the little things go flying away. You make a wish. Okay, so if all else fails, make a wish. But why was coin and fountain separate? I don't like that. They could have come up with something else. It actually threw the fountain really threw me off. I really didn't know what was going on. All right, so I got 4 words, the spanogram, and then the remaining 2 words. Okay, let's move on to connections. Group words that share a common thread. Friday, November 28th. Go ahead, add another day to your 183-day streak. Our 16 connections words are best, string, just, intonation, stress, fair, fret, beat, rhythm, take, right, peg, proper, pick up, loudness, and worst. Well, and like you, a string, a fret, a peg, I'm thinking like parts of a guitar or something. Like best, beat, take somebody, like that you best someone, you beat someone, you take someone. There's also best and worst. Best, worst. Just, fair, proper, just, it's fair, it's proper, it's right. This is the only thing I'm feeling somewhat okay with. Let me do a screenshot here. Okay. We've got green selected. I'll just leave that. Intonation, stress, rhythm, intonation, stress, loudness for like your voice, like pronunciation, how the intonation of your words, the where you put the stress, how like the loudness, the rhythm, maybe the beat or the rhythm. Let me go back and put rhythm on top, beat on top with the green, because I'm not sure about that, but I'm feeling like those are maybe language related. The stress, the intonation, the rhythm, the loudness, the beat of your voice, your speech. Okay, let me switch to blue. So there's still string, fret, peg. Is a peg a part of a guitar? A string, a fret. What were the words that I said? There's still, okay, let me switch over to yellow. Best, that's not very dark yellow. Let's do a darker yellow. Best, beat, take, best, worst, and beat and take. that's not terrible. Let me erase the green from here. Okay, so stress, intonation, loudness, and rhythm. Let me erase this and then switch to green. And wait, switch to green. Dang it. What am I doing? Okay. And put the green here. Okay, so. Okay, best take, beat, worst. I'm not sure about that. String, fret, peg. The only thing left is like a pickup. Oh, that's still green. Let me go back. Change it back to blue. String, fret, peg, pickup. Let me write this down. Oh my gosh, because I don't think I'm going to remember this. Okay, let's just fair, right, proper. Let's leave that. So I won't write that down, but then let's write down best take, beat, worst. I don't feel confident about that. String, fret, peg. I don't know about a peg. What is a peg? A peg and a pickup. I feel like those are parts of a guitar. Like, what's the peg though? Is the peg the same thing as a tuning? The tuning thing, is that the peg? I don't know. I don't play musical instruments except the harmonica at the school to get kids' attention. Okay, and then intonation, stress, rhythm, and loudness. Okay, I am feeling more confident about that. I'm going to try what I have highlighted. I think I'll try the intonation, stress. Okay, let me delete this. I don't know. Okay, all right, fitting, fair, just, proper, right. Well, that's a good start. We've eliminated, I don't know what, but I felt pretty confident about that. Okay, let me, intonation, loudness, rhythm, beat or stress. But I think the best take, beat, I think that's, let me try stress. Okay, purple, phonetic elements of speech, intonation, loudness. Right, okay. Well, good thing I teach reading and phonics. Okay, all right. Wow, that's the purple category. So we just have green and blue left. Okay, best take, beat, worst, peg, best take, beat. Okay, achieve victory over. By default, we get this. I feel like it has something to do with guitar or music or something. Parts of an electric guitar. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, it says I've got a badge. I earned a badge. Perfect puzzles, 350 perfect puzzles. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, let's check out the bot and compare and see how we did with other people. Okay. Ooh, extremely tricky compared with recent. Only 9% of the players did not make any mistakes. 50% did not solve it at all. 13% got one mistake, made one mistake. 14% each made 2 or 3 mistakes. Wow. Okay. Got a 95 out of 99, 1 in 460 successful games had the same solution. Okay. 50% of the people got yellow first. 37% got the parts of an electric guitar first. Wow. 12% got the phonetic elements of speech first, and only 2% got green. Yeah, that because I feel like, well, you worst someone, like maybe you make it their worst, like because you beat them, you made it their worst. I don't get that term for achieving victory over somebody, but okay. I haven't heard it. Feel free down in the comments to let me know how that term applies. All right. 68% of the people that made mistake, maybe they got the intonation, beat, rhythm, and loudness. And that was definitely something I felt like it could have been. I had highlighted that. All right. And then mixing up yellow and green. Best, fair, right, and proper. Okay. 2 purples, a green and a blue. So intonation, rhythm, beat, and pickup. Okay. String, intonation, beat, rhythm. Yeah. There were just too many words, I think, that could be mixed there. All right. So a lot of people thought how I was thinking with yellow first. Actually, it's interesting that 23% of the players after getting yellow got blue. But I think that's because I'm not really familiar with that term pickup. I don't even know what is a pickup in an electric guitar. Okay, so I got the purple next, and then a common mistake here was the purple and green mistake. All right. And then green next, but most people got blue. So interestingly, are they saying green was more of a challenge? I'm going to go back a second. I think on this mistake where people did string, beat, fret, and peg, like maybe that's people who didn't know what the term pickup meant either. All right. And then it says, congrats, you ended with the parts of an electric guitar group. And then at that point, so did everybody else. Okay. Well, interesting. And I did earn a badge. All right. Let me remove this. So hopefully you did well on your New York Times games. Were you one of the 50% that solved the New York Times games puzzle connections today? Ooh, all right. How many guesses did it take you on Wordle? Did it take you less than the average of 4? I'm just curious. Okay, I'd appreciate it if you checked out my links below. In the description box, there is a link to a playlist of all my New York Times games, as well as a link to my other channel, Mindfully Crocheted, where we talk about crochet and yarn and all the things. All right. Don't forget to check out that video that YouTube is suggesting to you right there. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Would you, please? All right. Don't forget to put a little play in your day. Take care. And I will see you again tomorrow with some more of the daily New York Times games. Bye.